Thank you for tuning in to the first episode of Higher Aspire to Inspire, hosted and created by me, Jaden Watkins. On this show, I will be interviewing celebrities, legends, and the interviews will be surrounded by the question, what inspires you to want to do what you do? The title of this show, Higher Aspiring to Inspire, means an abundant hope of fulfilling a worthwhile mission. To inspire is to convey a feeling of joining a higher cause, influencing soulful action. Simply defined, aspire is an individual effort, while inspire brings others into the mix. Over the next few weeks and at the end of this series, I hope that all of you will be able to answer the question, how do they impact the way we lead? Now, let's get into the first episode with our first special guest, who is a member of one of the best-selling female gospel groups of all time, Latrice Pace. Latrice Pace is a singer, songwriter, actress, a member of one of the best-selling female gospel groups of all time, the Pace Sisters, and a member of Company, which is directed by Donna Lawrence. Latrice was destined to venture into the ministry of music, having 9 siblings to precede her. All artists in the gospel industry, she felt it was necessary to create a path of her own. Latrice discovered her passion for acting and began to travel with various theatrical productions. Once Latrice graduated from high school, she began to sing in the group with her sisters entitled the Pace Sisters. With her experience, along with the influence of her mentor, Donna Lawrence, she learned that it's not just about having a professional image before people, but it's important that every aspect of you, your life, your business, be legitimate and professional. She is the founder of L. Pace Entertainment, LLC, which is about being smart in the music business. She once said, I don't want to do what I do out of necessity, but simply because I love to do it.
Indulging all my hobbies.
Now let's get
I'll
started
make a
with today's
toast
show.
to self-love.
Hi, Mr. Latrice. How are you doing today?
Hello, I am well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for being our first guest and for accepting this
Of
invitation.
course.
First, I want to send my condolences to you and your family for the passing of your sister, Miss Pace. She will forever be in our hearts. How are you and your family holding up?
We're adjusting. We are getting stronger with the help of the Lord and only
Yeah.
the Lord. Each moment, not even each day, but every moment, we just get better and better. You have your moments of reminiscing or just crying or missing, but what can you do? You
Right.
have to forge ahead. But we're doing better with the help of the Lord.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, yes. She will forever be in our hearts.
Yeah, absolutely.
The gospel community went with a little skeptical a few weeks ago when your sister LaShawn Pace posted a video on social media. In the
Mm-hmm.
video, your sister stated how she believed that God told her not to take the vaccine, and she
Mm-hmm.
tried to warn other people not to take the vaccine. What is your opinion on this?
Um, I really don't have an opinion either way. I feel that we all have our own convictions.
Yes,
We all have our own relationship with Christ, and we just have to abide by what He tells us as individuals. Um, I will, I will never force my convictions on anyone else. Not saying that that is what she did or didn't do,
hmm,
but as Latrice, um, anything that God tells me, it's for
right,
me. And if it's something that he permits me to share that will help others, and mainly things that he'll have me to share that'll help others are things that are inspiring, things that are
yes,
encouraging, things that are good, pure, virtuous, of good report.
yes,
So those are the things that really he will allow me to share to help
yes,
others. But it's never really anything about what you should eat, how you should work out, how you should do, and what you should do this and you should do that. It's never giving people life or health instructions. I just tell them what I do, and you do what's best for you, or as the spirit as the spirit leads you. Yeah,
Yes, I agree. Yeah, we should all respect each other's decision on getting the vaccine. For
absolutely.
those who don't know, I'm 13, so I got vaccinated. But anyway, I started preaching when I was 9, and I try to tell other preachers to remember that the devil can speak to us and sound like God. So it's important to have
Absolutely.
discernment. When he came to Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, he appeared as a serpent. That's in
Hmm.
Genesis 3:1. Paul wrote that Satan sometimes comes like an angel in light. That's Second Corinthians. Peter compared him to a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. First Peter 5:8. But the devil can come in many forms, many ways. But I'm not saying God did not give that to her. I'm just
Yeah,
saying for us as preachers, ministers, to be cautious that the devil can
absolutely.
come
But
in
and
many.
one thing I've learned is that I'll say this: my life is so filled with instructions that God has given me,
Yes,
so I can only focus on me.
right.
So when anybody else says God said to them, I can never judge that, and I never will judge it. I will never touch it. Only He can deal with His children. So you just have to allow people to work out their own salvation.
We'll be right back after a short break. I'm the author of the book Higher Heights, The Past is Behind Me and the Future is Before Me. My book is a 40-day Christian devotional book about doing better in your life. What inspired me to write my book was me hearing people in my community say that they were going to do better or go out and achieve a goal, but never actually did it. It took me a long time to get this book out there. It took me 3 years for me to write it and 2 years to publish it. But good things sometimes take time. Yes, yes. Well, let's get more into you, Mr. Trace. Now, I, you are a legend, to be honest. You
Oh
and your
wow!
home sisters are legends.
Thank you.
My first question to you is, what inspires you to want to inspire others?
Ah, the interesting thing is that I never seek out to inspire. Um, I'm honored that what I do inspires others, but I'm just trying to be the best me that I know God intended me to be. Life happens, and that causes us to kind of alter what we thought should be by now, or alter what should have happened by now. But knowing that God is the master orchestrator, you have to just trust that all of our times are in His hands. So I'm just trying to make the most of the time that He's given me. I'm
Yes.
trying to, I always say, I want to die empty. I do not want to go to the grave with all of my ideas, all of my thoughts, or every creative inspiration that He's given me. You know, it's books or songs or theatrical presentations. I want to die empty. So, in that being my purpose and my drive, I think it just fuels others to not want to be settle to not want to settle for just existing, but they want to live as well. So it's just me being, and it ends up inspiring. And that's what we are all created to do. I hope this is answering your question. We are
It is.
all created to just be. And in you being, you inspire someone else. And it should never be to the point where, well, I started a podcast and they started, then they started one. Well, that's you're doing what you were created to do. Don't look at them as being your competitor, but hey, I made you do what you were supposed to do. So yeah, or inspired you.
Thank you for the inspiration to me as well. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's really good, but thank you so much. Now, I see a candle in the background.
Yes.
In the midst of, I'm gonna talk about the pandemic for a second. In the midst of the pandemic, has things such as that brought peace to you?
Um. Not. I've always been a candle lover. I've always been big on my atmosphere. I've always called my home my sanctuary. So I think since the pandemic, what has brought me peace is my
Mhm.
family. Those that have remained.
Mhm.
Um, it's a peace and a comfort in knowing that we still have each other's love. We still draw from one another's strength. When I'm weak, they're strong. When they're strong, I'm weak. So that's my family has been my peace during this time because I've always been a lover of candles and aromatherapy and psych therapy, visual therapy. So it's been my family.
Yes. Wow. Fantastic. Well, can you tell us what Miss Latrice does on a day-to-day basis? Most people in the world know she was this singer, or you have gotten more into this actress. But what do you do on a day-to-day basis?
Right now because it does change. But the consistent things in my life, definitely I wake up and I have my coffee, my coffee, my daily devotion, and I go to work out at Orange Theory. Those are my mainstays. After I've done that for myself, because that's me fueling myself to do other things. Right now, I'm working with a production called Ain't Misbehaving, and so after that, I hit my music
Hmm.
um, and prepare for rehearsals because we're in rehearsals like 6, 7 hours every night. Love it. You have to
Uh,
love it because if you don't love it, it will become tedious work.
Work.
But
Yes.
when you're doing what you were called to do and what you're passionate about, it's it's work, but it's pleasure work
Yes.
in a
Right.
sense. It's
Right.
pleasing work. So
Mhm.
yeah, and if I'm not, I'm sometimes I'm even alternating between rehearsing my music for the show and rehearsing music for Sunday morning worship. So yeah, and then I leave Sunday morning worship, 2 services, and go straight to Ain't Misbehaving rehearsals. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, fantastic. And what you said connect backs to higher, aspiring to inspire. One of the reasons why I created this series, because sometimes we do things just because we have to do them. But what I want my life to be dedicated to, not because I have to do it, because I want to do it, because that's my drive, that's my passion. And when something is truly your passion, you can touch and inspire people that you did not even do it to
Yeah.
intend to do it. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? Like you said, what you do, you're not, it's your passion, but you're not totally focused on inspiring someone. But you
No.
know it's your God gift when you're doing your passion, but at the same time you're inspiring others.
Yes. That's it's like the gift that keeps on giving. It just made me think about the song Donna wrote, "Your gift, it looks good on you, you wear it well." So wear
Yeah,
your gift, and by wearing your gift well, it pleases the Father, but it's also a blessing to others. So your gift, you're giving your gift to others, it inspires them to put on their gift, and they inspire someone else, so it just keeps on
right.
giving and going. So yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It's so much better when you're not uh doing it when you have the right intentions. That's it.
Right.
It's so much better when your motives are right, your heart is right, and you just have the right intentions. It just goes the way it's supposed to go.
Yes, totally, totally, I
Yeah.
agree. Can you tell us, well, let me ask this. How do you know what you are doing will not go in vain?
How do I know? Say that again. I'm sorry.
I said, how do you know what you are doing will not go in vain, will not be in vain?
Oh, when I know I'm doing what he's told me to do. So it's like his words to me, it's like his words, it never returns void. It's out there accomplishing what it's supposed to accomplish, what it's supposed to accomplish. So if he has said to me, I need you to do this, I know it's not coming back empty.
Lord.
It's
Hmm.
coming back full of promises. It's coming back
Yeah.
with some
Overflow.
manifestation,
That's
overflow, because I'm not just doing what Tracy want to do. I'm never doing what Tracy want to do. And I know when I get into doing what I want to do, it becomes difficult, it becomes burdensome, it becomes exhausting, overwhelming. So I try to make sure, and I don't want to say it like I'm just perfect. I try to make
Yeah.
sure everything I decide to do, or or I think to do, I have acknowledged him about it.
Yes.
And I even, what they like the saints of old said, fleece the Lord. I fleece him. I'm like, God, if
Just
this
for
is
my
your
time
will,
on the case.
if this is your will, allow this to happen. Let me. I just want to make sure I'm on the right path, because we don't. None of us, and it's not about an age thing.
Mhm.
It's we need to take age out of the equation. We just do not have time to fall into disobedience, or to go in a space of error thinking, oh, I thought that was you, Lord. Even if you have the right intentions, he'll redeem that time. But we don't have time to waste. We have to obey him, and obey him immediately. My brother used to say, delayed disobedience is just like disobedience. So just do what he says, and do it right away. So I try to stay in that space, and that way, okay, it's not in vain, because I'm doing what he has commissioned me to do.
We will be right back after the short break.
Tune in every 2 weeks on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts to catch new episodes of my podcast, The Preferable Podcast.
Yeah.
What is a upcoming project that you are working on? Will there be any music coming soon? I mean, what is something that you are working on? Just a little sneak peek on my show, y'all. This is sneak peek right here.
Actually, awesome. I finished part 2 of my EP. I
Mhm.
actually did an entire album about 2, maybe 3 years ago now. Um, and was only able to finish half of it, and I released that. That's the journey, Exodus, the journey of obedience. I have recently completed the other half, and just waiting, seeking God, waiting on the right moment and the how to release it, because things are a little different now. So I want to release it, not only in excellence, but I want it to be beneficial. I want a lot of people to know about it, because it was hard work.
Right.
So I want it to go beyond my circle.
Right. I understand. I totally understand. When I came out
Yeah.
with my book a few months ago, I wanted to reach outside people. When I do things like that, I want to reach outside people.
Yes.
Yes, it's difficult to do that. So I'm working towards the same thing as well.
Yes, yeah. And the only way, I mean, it's great to have managers, marketing team, and strategists or whatever, but a lot of times everybody don't have that budget. So you have to depend on God when you're independent. You have to depend on his wisdom and his intellect, his insight and his know-how, because he knows what the industry is going to be like in January before any of us know. You know what I'm saying? So we have to depend on him, as well as glean from industry professionals. I'm not saying do away with that, but glean from industry professionals. But I heavily depend on God to say, okay, give me the how to. Let the creative juices flow. He's
Yes.
given us the power to get wealth. So give me that. And releasing my music is not just about creating wealth, but we put so much of ourselves in it. We put so much of our emotion, our time, and
Yes.
our resources and funding. So we will be crazy to not want to see a return on it. So
Right.
I want to see a return on it financially. I want to see a return on it where somebody say, you know what, I never really listened to that type of music, but I enjoy hearing you, and because of that, I want to get to know Christ, or
Yes.
I want to enhance my relationship with Him. So Yeah, that's what I'm working on, as well as for my 50th. I said 50th. Well, for my 50th, I have a year to get it together. I'm going to be doing my theatrical production again, but on a bigger stage.
Wow, I'm
Yeah,
so
I'm excited
excited.
about that.
I'm excited as well. I'm excited about what God is doing in your life.
Thank you.
My last question would be, what legacy do you want to leave behind?
Oh, the legacy. That's pretty much how I want people to remember me. Um, I want people to remember me for loving everybody, loving God, doing His will. Not so much of my music or my acting, but I always, my mother said something once that has always stuck with me. People are drawn to you. I hope I get this right. She said they're drawn to you by what they hear in your music. They hear the love of Christ in your music. She told this to all of us. They hear the love of Christ in your music. So when they actually get to meet you, let them meet that same love. Don't let them be disappointed. So that is one thing I always want to do, no matter how I'm feeling, how busy I am, how tired I am, how much in a hurry or rush I am. I want people to feel seen, to feel heard, to feel loved whenever they have an encounter with me. So I would love to leave a legacy of love.
That that is a great legacy. I'm reminded of Jesus when you said that everything that Jesus did was out of love. Even
Love,
though he healed the sick, love. He
love,
raised the dead, love. The ultimate thing, he died
yes,
on the cross for me, you, and everyone that is
yes,
watching. He
yes.
died for us, and all of that was out of love. He didn't have to do it, but he
You
did.
know,
He
yes,
paid the price. So I'm just going to take the time to do this right now. I'm sorry, but I just got to take the time. So if you would like to accept Jesus
hallelujah.
Christ as your Lord and Savior today,
Thank you,
you don't
Jesus.
have to repeat a long prayer. You just got to say, Yes, Lord. Yes,
Yes,
Lord. Whatever you do, don't do it without me. Yes, Jesus, I accept
yes,
your will. Yes, Jesus, I want to
hallelujah.
go your way. You don't have to
Yes,
do a long prayer. You don't have to do this to be
yes,
saved. You don't have to go to church this many days to
yes,
be saved. But just say, Yes, Jesus. But you
yes,
can't just say yes, but you got to live it out each and every day. Live it
yes,
out. Go to
yes,
church, read your Bible, live it out. Just say
yes,
yes. Just say
yes.
yes.
Connect
I'm
with other believers, and we have to get away from feeling like we got to work to earn this salvation. It's free.
right.
Don't feel like it's in your works. Just join a community, join a faith based church, and they'll help you walk this thing through. It's so easy. We Church of old have made it so complicated and so hard and so challenging, and you got to give up this, you got to give up that. I'm not here to tell you what you have to give up. All we're saying is accept him, and he'll take it from there.
Right. Right. I'm sorry. I just had to take a moment. I just felt something right there. I
Yes,
want to say thank you for all that you do, Miss Pace. You
you're
have
welcome.
broke so many barriers and your sisters in gospel music. You have proven people wrong in your physical health and in your mental health. You have helped to pave the way for other strong Christian women of God. And
Thank
for
you.
that, I say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you
Yes.
for tuning in to Higher Aspire to Inspire, hosted by me, Jaden Watkins. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel and turn on the notifications. Please share this video. I hope it continue to be an inspiration to many. If you have a guest that you would like to see on this show, please comment them down below. Tune in next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to catch the next episode. Thank y'all so much.
Leave now.